Bonjour à toutes et à tous, hello to you all. Aujourd'hui, je corrige avec vous l'examen Billing Suppliers sur Excel. Vous aviez à dessiner un tableau de bord, un dashboard, avec un certain nombre de graphiques qui bougent lorsqu'on clique sur le segment. C'est parti pour la correction, lisons un petit peu le sujet. La première chose que vous aviez à faire, c'était d'importer un fichier en CSV, puis de modifier la feuille vacances et enfin d'essayer d'extraire le pays des suppliers. Allez, c'est parti. To import a CSV file, you have two options, the professional one and the one that works in the real life. So let's start with the professional one. I go into Data, Données, and I try to import using the tool that imports a CSV file. It takes a little while for this tool to load, so we can talk a little bit during this time. And then you will have a table, and Excel is going to ask you to validate the choices that were made. First, Excel detected that it was UTF-8. That's the encoding. Usually you don't have to change it. And then Excel found out that the separator was a comma. And that's exactly what it was. So you can load the file and you've got a new sheet with the data in a table already done. There is just a slight thing that you can change. It's usually the title row, which is not the right one. Look, here you can take the title, put that above, and delete the line that was too much here. Let's suppress the line. Then there is the second part, the second way to import the CSV file. The second solution, really easier, you just had to click on the CSV file, you will see that Excel opens it, then you have the data and you just have to copy them. You can copy them and paste them in a new sheet, and then what you have to do, you have to convert them yourself. So I'm going to do that very easily. Select the data, okay, I'm going to select the whole table, it's easier for now. You go into data and you go to convert. And then you have to choose manually, choose delimited, the first one. Then you have to choose what is the separator. Here you can see that it's a comma, so choose virgule. And you see that Excel is going to separate the data. Then you just have to put them into a table yourself and it's done. You've got a table with the CSV data and you can put them in your file and start your exam. Now, in holidays, we have a little problem because those are not recognized as dates by Excel. It's aligned on the wrong side, so we have to do something to change that. So I think what we'd like is something with just slashes instead of hyphens in between. I'm going to select everything. I'm going to do Control H, which is the tool to replace, and I'm going to replace the little dash over there, and I'm going to replace it with a slash. And you see here you've got the year at the beginning. I'm going to do replace all, and just when I do that, everything is converted and those are dates in the French formatting. So that's the first way to do it. Then there is, of course, the second way to do it, which is to cut each part and try to work it out. So I'm going to do it with formula. Here is égal, and I'm going to do the first characters on the left. So I take the date and then I take 4 characters because those are the first part. Then what do we have? We need to have the day. Égal droite, we take from the right, we take the text, and we take the 2 characters from the right. And then if we want the middle ones, the formula is STXT, and we have to take the text. Where do we start? That's at, I think, the 5th or the, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6th character, and we want 2 characters. Sorry, that's a semicolon. In French, I'm going to do it correctly. That's it. Then what is the formula to put together everything? Date. You need the year. Then you need the month. Then you need the day. Let's try it. Done. Do you really need a third way to do it? Well, let's do it. I'm going to select the data, I'm going to données, I'm going to convert that, and what is the delimitation here? It's a special character, it's a dash, and then we have things separated over there. You need to go to next because I don't want them to be here. I want the data to be at the right place, let's say over there. Let's finish that, and then you can do the formula date to put them together. Égal date. Let's take the year, the month, and the day. Done again. That's the three solutions for this part. Just for the fun, I'm going to try a fourth way. I've typed myself the first two dates over there. I've selected the column. I'm going into data, and you know there is this little new tool, instant fill, remplissage instantané. I click and Excel tries to understand what I want. Well, actually it doesn't really work because we have twice the year. I'm going to try to solve that. Here, instead of typing the year, I just erase it, type enter, and guess what? I think it works, except for the first one, because it's 2018 instead of 17, which is wrong. I think the rest is almost correct. So I'm going to go in the little thingy over there. I accept the suggestion, and I correct manually the first one. And it's done. Not really clean, but done. Your third mission was about the cleaning here with the separation of the country. So you know the tricks now. Spain, let's try it, Spain, and then Italy. Yes, you've got the instant fill done already. Nothing to do, just type and Excel understand what you want to do. By now you know the other solution. Select the data, go to data, convert. We are going to choose a delimitation. Careful, we just want the comma over there to make the separation. Let's look how it looks. Well, should be okay or something like that. Almost everywhere. Let's try it. We are going to do next, and then I'm going to choose something like a place to put that. I'm going to erase that and put that here. Let's try it, enter, and then you've got your countries over there. You can do the exam. The first formula you had to do was a simple VLOOKUP just to warm up. So let's try it. Equal VLOOKUP. What I want is with the ID of the supplier, semicolon for my French version, and then you had to go in your CSV importation. You start at the supplier, you go on the right, and then we wanted yes or no if the registration was done or not. That's the second column. And then you want an exact search because you want the yes or no for this supplier, not for another one. So you can do it over there. It's done. You might check, but I think it's okay. Then what you wanted is the word registered when it was yes and unregistered when it was no. So if you're good enough, you do the if around your VLOOKUP. If you think it's prudent, safer to do it in two columns, it's no problem. See, that is equal to yes. Sorry, yes. Then what do? We type registered. I think it's okay this way. Otherwise, you type unregistered. And should be okay, done. So if you want to be efficient, you could do a very simple copy and paste for this one. Go to your first VLOOKUP, copy it, escape, equal, copy it, and what is the information you have to change? Just the little 3 over there. And I think it's almost done. Oh, we have something wrong over there. We forgot something. In the CSV file, we forgot to change here. There is a dot instead of a comma. Let's change it. Control H. You change all the dots into commas and replace all. Done for that. Close it. Let's check it. Did it work? Yes, we have the limit over there and we can put the right formatting for them. So the limit is an amount. Let's put monetary. Oh, I'm not quite sure it was in euro, but anyway, it will work fine for now. Yes, it was in euro. I'm saved. Now that we've done the warming up with the VLOOKUP, we can do something a bit more interesting. Recherche V, let's have the supplier. Okay, that's the ID, semicolon. I'm going in the supplier, but where do I have to start my selection? If I have a supplier ID, I need to do the changing now, here. So let's do the selection on the right, which is the column that I want, semicolon. I want the 1, 2, 3rd column over there in my organization of the data. So 3, and it's always an exact search. Let's try it. Yes, I've got the data. Now we have to deal with the zeros. Actually, this one is a tricky one. Usually what we have to do when we have an error is to put something like si erreur or si non disp for the NA. Let's do the si erreur. What do I want to display? I would like to have something like unknown to appear over there. Let's try it. It doesn't work because it's not an error over there. It's not because there is nothing to find. It's just because there is nothing. So it's not the right formula. We have to do it differently. We have to do something like si the VLOOKUP is equal to 0. Then, sorry, 0. Then what do we have to do? We have to put unknown. Otherwise, we have to do the VLOOKUP over there. Of course, that's a very complicated formula. Maybe if I were you, I would have done it on 2 columns. Maybe it would have worked. So this one is unknown. To do it in 2 columns, let's do a very simple if. Equal C. If that equals 0, then put unknown, if I can type it correctly, sorry. Otherwise, take what is there, enter, and it's done. Okay, you know that with the working days we have 4 formulas. The first one is NB, NB jour ouvré, working days I think in English, or net working days, série de jours ouvrés, or something like that. I'm not quite sure about the English, you have to check them up. Now, what you need to do here is to calculate the number of days. So you have only this one or this one to use. Actually, you could use both because I told you the weekend was Saturday and Sunday, which is the default one for this one, and you would have to choose the one for this one, which is okay too. Let's do the complicated one just in case. I would like to calculate how many days there were between this date and the reference date over there. Done. Now, I would like to choose a weekend, Saturday and Sunday, so that's the default. That's why you could use the other one. It wouldn't make any difference. And then you have to go to the holidays and choose the date that we changed earlier. Now, type enter. It works, but weirdly, what happened? That was perfect, and then the other one is not right. Oh, yes! We went down over there, so that's easy. Let's start on this formula. Let's put some dollars over there and type it again, and that it's done. Okay, this one is a very nice one. You know that in an exam there is always a VLOOKUP with true, and that's the case with this one. First, we have to go in compensation and make something about that. You know that in the table for the conversion, what you need is the start about it. So add a new column on the left here. That will be the start. If I can spell it correctly. So from day 1 you have very small gift, on 5th day you have small gift, then 15, 25, 45 and whatever comes after 60. Okay, that's a nice conversion. Let's try it this way the first time and we might do some improvements later. equal recherche V. I'm going to take that as the days. I'm going to go to my compensations. I'm going to do that. I want which column? 1, 2, 3, the third column. And this one, it's true because it's between some ranges. Okay, it works, but it's a bit ugly over there. Well, actually, you understand that this will be in the future, so that's why it will be after this date, so that's why we have this little NA. So you can try some stuff to make it disappear, but I think if you really understand the VLOOKUP with true, you can do something very smart. I'm going to go in compensation. I'm going to create a new row above. And let's say when we are really early for 100 days or 1,000, we don't care. What we want 0, no gift. And then guess what? Here with our NA have disappeared and we have 0, no gift. Well, you can do sinon dis, si erreur or whatever. It works too. But this one was the really nice one that I enjoyed and I'm happy to show you. Okay, here is a very little if. If that is above the limit, where is the limit? Over there, then what do I want? I want to display above. Otherwise, maybe we can put some below or whatever. I don't know what you thought was appropriate for them. And you've got that. And then you've got the second part. You want to put in red everything. Let's select everything over there. Great. Let's go to conditional formatting. Add a new rule, and then we want a formula. What is the formula? We want this cell, which is the active cell, to be in color when what? When there is written here above. Let's type it. So those are double quotes in case you can't see. And then I'm going to choose something like put the font in red or whatever. Hopefully it's gonna wake up. Yes, we have it. Let's put the font in red. Let's click OK and OK. And we've got the data which is wrong. What happened? Yes, it's very easy. We forgot something. Let's go in Gérer les règles. Modify the rule. You have to take away the little dollar over there. Otherwise, it's not going to change. Everything will be in red if on the first row there is above. But what we want is for each row to depend on their number of the row. Click OK, and this time it works fine. Okay, if we want to do this dashboard, I think we have to start by doing something very simple. Create a pivot table. So let's try it. I click here. I just click OK over there. And then I've got the list of my columns and I've got the pivot table, the empty one. So what I would like to do is something like, I would like the compensations over there, I think. And I would like how many suppliers are in each of those kind of ranges. So I'm going now to insert my little chart over there. Let's have it, and I think it's done for the first one. You can do a bit of cleaning over there. Let's get rid of the grid of the legend. Here, don't remember to add a title like compensation, well, properly written, and that should be okay. Okay, I'm going to duplicate this sheet. So usually I just click Control and move it over there, and then I've got a second sheet. I'm going to get rid of the chart and I'm going to change a few things over there. What do I need? I need this time the registration. So no compensation, but instead the registration. Do I want the number of supplier? I think that's not exactly what I want. I think I would like the sum of the amount. And now you can do, if you want it, your little ring chart over there. And if you want to have the percentages over there, click the plus, go to the black triangle, and here you have the legend, the labels, and maybe you can get rid of that over there to have more space, and don't forget to add a title, otherwise you're gonna lose some points over there. Done for the second one. Okay, I'm going to call that registration, and maybe we can do something. I'm going to start with the first one again. Maybe I'm going to do it differently this time. I right click, move or copy, click here the little box to copy it, and I'm going to put it over there. And then that's gonna be the last one. That's the above, I think, above the limit. And what do we have to change over there? I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to erase the compensations. I don't want the number of suppliers. I would like above the limit over there. And how many do I have above the limit here? And then I'm going to add my little chart over there, and once again do something with the presentation to have the percentages over there, get rid of the legend, and put here a little title, something like above the limit over there. Now what we have to do is to put the 3 charts on the dashboard sheet. So I'm going to get rid of all this mess over there. Let's get rid of it. I'm going to copy and paste up. So Control X to cut, and I'm going to put the data over there. Really, I'm not taking so much time now for the presentation. Do something nice on your exam. I'm going to take that. Okay, done. Now, what I would like is to have something like a cell with the amount, the total amount. So I'm going to just click enter in a cell. I'm going to go where I have a sum of something. That's not this one. I think that's this one. I would like the total amount here. Maybe we can put it in a correct formatting over there. Here we are. And then maybe if you want to, you could do something like insert a little shape over there. Let's choose a little rectangle, and that I can do not type text here, just select it, go here and type enter to have that. And now you can do something a bit nicer. Put it in big, and you've got your label over there, and you can add another label with the title over there. Now what we want is to be able to filter everything by country. I'm going to click on the chart, I'm going to go to Analyze, and I'm going to insert a slicer. Be careful, don't go in another menu. If you want the pivot tables to move, you need to go in the tools for the pivot table. Sorry about that. Then insert a slicer. You want your countries to work. I hope it's those one. I can't remember if it's the 1 and the 2. No, it was the other one. Sorry about that. Let's go back over there. You want to go in Analyze, insert a slicer. That's the country number 2 without the zeros over there. Done. Then what you want is to connect that to everything else. Right click on it. You want to go in Connexion de rapport. Sorry, it's a bit cut. And you want to connect that to the other part over there. And then, well, let's close that to check it. It's gonna move. Everything moves a little bit depending on what you check. I am sure you had a lot more inspiration than me for the finish and the layout of your file. Well, I just took the image from the cover page because we weren't allowed to go on internet. And that's it for this year. I hope you enjoyed it, that you've learned a few things. Don't forget to train, and of course follow me on YouTube, that might be useful. Bye bye.